Gran Turismo 7 has officially been announced, and we've got a trailer here from the latest PlayStation showcase. Let's have a look. I like the organ music here. Nice little, it's a mix of gameplay and in-game cinematics here captured on PS5 system. And unfortunately, it does seem like Gran Turismo 7 is going to be again a PlayStation exclusive. It's always been exclusive to the PlayStation, but more and more games do seem to be at least being released on one console and the PC, for the reason being that the PC is simply, it's more powerful than game console, so offers better performance, and you can also plug in all kinds of different accessories that you may not necessarily be able to do on the PlayStation. So it's just more flexible, and I just don't understand why it's just always on the PlayStation. Maybe because it's made by a Japanese studio and they want to help a Japanese manufacturer. Perhaps, Japanese people are always very corporate and somewhat a little bit nationalistic when it comes to their industry. So that could maybe be the explanation. Let's keep on having a look here. I like the music, by the way, kind of like a requiem to the older GTs, which were, well, not as critically acclaimed by the people as, let's say, GT3 or especially GT4, right? Looks like looks like Porsche is going to be highlighting this episode of Gran Turismo. Very nice. Just like, for example, when you look at Forza Horizon 5, it's going to be the Mercedes AMG 1. Seems like this Porsche here that will be the star of the game. Porsche hypercars that we see in Le Mans, for example. Cinematics so far. What are we learning here? We're having seems a little bit of a rally. This looked like a Toyota Celica from WRC. Nothing too exciting so far. They're building up the hype. There's the GT logo. Okay. This looks like Paris. Toyota Supra here, that Porsche again, multiple environments, including snowy environments. Are we gonna have road racing? That would be fantastic. Not just on circuits, but also on roads. Looks like New York. Real locations making their way to the game, which would be very nice indeed. Quite a difference from, for example, Forza Motorsports. Ooh, we got some cars here, concept cars from the past and perhaps future concept cars. Well, we do know that in Gran Turismo we often have, I'm thinking of, for example, one of my favorites was the Citroën GT from about 10 years ago. Unfortunately, most of these concept cars remain in digital form and rarely make it into real production. If only, right? If only. Oh, that's one of my favorite cars of all time, the Mercedes-Benz Clk Gtr. That's great. Seems like they are really highlighting, hypercar and endurance racing so far. Oh yes, this is typical to the GT series. The sort of almost RPG aspect of the game, where you got all of these different menus, including your garage and the different locations you're visited, the cars that are available to you, different upgrades, tuning. If this is back, then that is great. We know that they want to really highlight. They understand that they've been focusing a little bit too much on esport, and that some of the more casual GT players are perhaps feel a little bit left out of the last two iterations of Gran Turismo. And the talk is that the developers at Polyphony do try to go back to the roots and what made the series success, especially what they see, especially in regards to what the public sees as the best entry of the series, which is perhaps GT4, which I played on PlayStation 3, and hundreds and hundreds of hours, and if we can have something a little bit similar, then I could perhaps even consider something that I've said in the last video about KOTOR. This could perhaps make me consider getting a PlayStation 5 for KOTOR and also GT5 as well. Definitely some real. Look at that. Look at that. You can customize your sponsors and your decals on your car and make the car the way you look. That is much better. I mean, if you look at the customization system here, this looks much better than anything we've seen in games that we have. I'm thinking, for example, of Forza right now. So great customization here, great customization option here for GT7. I'm hyped when I'm seeing this. And then it's looking really great in engine. Look at a couple of locations here. That's what I like here. Oh my god, Tahiti. How many of these locations are going to be? This is looking quite insane. Are these actual locations where we'll be able to drive, or are these just, because here they say escapes here, total spots, or are these just areas where we'll be putting our cars and take pictures? Because that could also be just a photo mode at the same time. Yeah, this looks like a photo mode indeed. You can see the camera effects, but it doesn't seem like they are actual grid on, guidance on. I don't know if there's actually a race here. That would be fantastic, but I don't think so, because that would be a huge amount of work at Polyphony here, creating all those locations and tracks or circuits at each of these locations around the world. That would be perhaps a little bit too much, but it's nice to see that they do have those pictures, and we'll be able to take some photos, I guess. Not so sure if this is going to be getting quickly boring or not. Yeah, let's have a look again at what we are seeing, because this is really giving a lot of different information here. Spot, yeah, these are just various spots, but it doesn't say that we'll be able to actually drive them, unfortunately. If only, well, that would be fantastic. Oh wait, this is happening so quickly. Did I mention that this is quite an exclusive place, only chosen by a few drivers, says Sarah, some kind of advisor here. And we're looking at more pictures. Look at that. Some of those cars do seem quite expensive indeed, including some of the original Porsches here. Nice. Di Tommaso Mangusta. Look at those cars. All right. Looks like the return of vintage classic cars like this. Look at that, a classic old Alfa Romeo. Very nice looking indeed. I'm not sure how racing is going to be with those cars, as they're going to be the interior as well. We know that some cars are that are labeled premium. At least that's how it was in GT4, had the interiors, and the other cars did not. So that was kind of weird that some cars had some special treatment and some did not. It felt like, second class type of cars, and I hope that this is not going to be the case in Gran Turismo 7. Now, here are the world circuits. Yeah, there seem to be quite a few of these circuits here, because now these are not photo locations anymore. Look at Japan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are already eight circuits in Japan. That's the only thing that we are having a look at so far. Let's have a look again here. Americas, Europe, Asia, Oceania. So we also have Mount Panorama. This one's in Australia. So it seems like in Asia, Oceania, we're not having that many circuits. Unfortunately, everything seems to be about Japan, which you would expect from a Japanese game. A little bit of Australia. No circuits in Singapore. No circuits in China, in Taiwan, Thailand, Malaysia. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. We'd expect to see a couple in Dubai as well, right? But no. Okay, that is Laguna Seca here. Oh, look at that. We can see actually the name of the circuits in this Tsukuba circuit, one of the classics of the GT series. Wait, what do we have here? We had Laguna Seca. Sardinia road track. This is gotta be in Italy as a result, right? Very interesting. So it's a road track, so we're actually going to be driving on the roads of Sardinia. Nice. And here, previous one here looked like some kind of rally. Colorado Springs definitely looks like rally with rally cars. That's going to make for some really exciting races for sure. And of course, guys, tuning your cars to make your cars better, more performance. That is one of the classic of most racing games, and of course it is extremely detailed in the GT series. It's also coming up in GT7, and it's just the idea of having a car that you really like and progressing with your car. It's very appealing to me. Oh, nice. That is my favorite, the interior views here. This is extremely realistic looking. Definitely feels like you are racing the car. I can't imagine how how immersive it's going to be with an actual steering wheel, you know, driving those things. Wow. And lots of attention has been also definitely put into the sounds of those cars as well. Now, one thing that I have to say here, when I went with GT, unfortunately, is that there's never any damage, right? Those cars always look. If you crash the cars, it's not going to hinder your performance, and the cars are still going to be pristine new. So that's something that unfortunately is, you know, makes the series inferior to some other of the counterparts which do have damage modded. I just wish that there was a little bit of damage modded to make it a little bit more realistic. That's my only query that I would have for the GT series. But I'm very hyped with what I'm seeing here. Unfortunately, only for the PlayStation 5, right? Doesn't seem that it's going to come for PC, and that is a shame. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Are you hyped for Gran Turismo 7? Is this game, along with KOTOR, going to make you purchase a PS5, perhaps? Something, I don't know. I'll be considering that for sure. Anyway, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. This is the Rowdy Killer. See you guys later. This video is brought to you by the people who support this channel on Patreon and via the join button as well. Supporters of the channel get access to lots of cool perks, such as access to my private Discord, your question answered in the show, you get to know when I'm going to play, and also you get to have a chance to influence the editorial line of the channel. Any help is appreciated, starts at just $1 a month. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Rowdy Killer, and I'll see you guys later.